All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect, and shalom to all the brothers out here laboring in this truth with sincerity. I ain't just coming back. Saw this article. At first, I saw it on the Washington Post, but I went to Bossip this time. You know, when it's going into this Jake, man, this young Jake in high school that don't want to cut his hair. You know, he got dreadlocks and he continues to get suspended, you know, for having the locks. But, you know, the article will tell more about it. It says Texas official defends black students suspension for wearing locks with absurd ad in newspaper. Being an American requires conformity. So, you know, of course, it's a Edomite, you know, that's the superintendent. But let me see if I can find, I had a picture of the Jake up here. That's the Jake, you know, that don't want to cut his hair. But of course, you know, he got his mom behind him, man, you know, defending this, you know. But we know, according to our culture, man, you know, long hair is going off. So we'll get kind of into this article and, you know, of course, get a couple scriptures, man. It says today, let's see, superintendent of Barbers Hill ISD took out a full-page ad in the Houston Chronicle to defend the suspending a African-American student from school because his hair was too long. And you got people that's defending the Jake. You know, you see him right there once again, man. But you know, if he knew what his true culture was, you know, he would cut his hair, man. You know, he wouldn't have no long hair. He wouldn't have no locks. You know, because it's going off. Dreadlocks are going off. So, I just wanted to get to where his mom was talking about why the boy's hair is long. It says Daryl's mother, Dorisha George, fires back. Democratic State Republican Ron Reynolds entered the chat. So his mom, you know, it says Daryl George's family filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against Governor Greg Abbott and Attorney General Ken Paxton last year, accusing them of violating the Crown Act. And the Crown Act, if I'm not mistaken, is this, you know, bill that you know, requires schools and jobs not to discriminate against, you know, various hairstyles, whether it be afro or, you know, natural hair or whatever, man, you know. But it's basically for Jake, you know, to cut out discrimination, you know, from these Edomites, man, you know, to you know, prohibit them from getting jobs or whatever. But the Jake has locks, which is going off. And it says, most recently, Daryl's mom, Dorisha George, attempted to explain the reason why her son's hair is locked. And this is the point. It says, the men in our family show their locks as a sign of connection with our roots and ancestors, which keep us connected closer to the higher power, God. That's what I wanted to get. It says, Dorisha George, Daryl's mother, wrote in the exemption form filed Tuesday, according to the Washington Post. So she don't even know what God she's serving. And that's what we kind of want to get into. You know, we want to go in on the history. Well, first of all, you know, let's get a scripture, man. You know, of course, 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 14, it says, does not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? You know, this is a question being posed, but you know the answer, man. Verse 15, it says, but if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. So, a man having long hair is going off. So, let's get into the culture of, it says, the cultural history of dreadlocks. And this is an article from 2020. It says it's a 5-minute read, but it goes into the history of these dreadlocks, man. It says dreadlocks are one of the few hairstyles that always felt unique to the black community. For thousands of years, the black community has been shunned for their thick, coarse hair. So when a hairstyle is popular, fresh, and Afrocentric as dreadlocks come along, it must be cherished even when white professional America deems it as unprofessional. See that, and that's a reason why this school wants that Jake to cut his hair, man. Even Esau know that's going off. It says, for dreadlocks will forever be a cultural statement for the black community. Yeah, the black community. But when and where did these iconic hairstyles come from? And there you have it, man. 16 attributes of Lord Shiva. There you have it, man. This is where these dreadlocks come from, man. Worshiping another god. Jake always gets into things, man, because they seem to think that it's catchy, it's the way, not knowing where and why, they do it, man. Where it comes from or why they do it. Jake refused to do research, and if you bring this out to Jake, clearly, they always say, no, it's a Jamaican thing, not knowing nothing. It says there is not one specific place that dreadlocks come from. Any region with people of African descent or thick, coarse hair has dreadlocks in their community, which may be true. It says early discoveries of dreadlocks have come from places in India and Egypt. And these all heathen countries, man. It says the dreadlock deity Shiva had a significant impact on Indian culture and was the inspiration for millions of people that practice Hinduism. So this is where these dreadlocks, this is the origins of the dreadlocks, man. It says Shiva is the third god in the religion of Hinduism, physically described by his male body and female face, and of course his beautiful long dreads. It says in Egypt there are findings of ancient mummies with dreadlocks and art that feature dreadlock humans. In fact, some mummies have been discovered with their dreadlocks still intact. Connected to the skull of the mummy. Basically, dreadlocks have been around since the beginning of man. Most often are represented on powerful beings, heathens. As you see it right there, man. This is a heathenistic custom, man. Look at that. And it's filthy, man. You can't even wash that, man, properly, Yeah, but that's pretty much it, man. But this Jake is going off, man. Instead of just cutting his hair, man, he's putting his hair before his livelihood, so to speak. Hey, man, it all comes from the mother, man. We know that. It didn't mention the father. But, instead of going through all this, man, just cut your hair, man. You can grow your hair back when you get out of school, man. Jake always want to prove a point. What's more important, man? And you bringing all this attention upon yourself. And you going off. It's ridiculous, man. And, how about Shimei Shah is going to make a clear example out of this kid, man. He's not going to win. And then in Texas, Texas is a whole different being, when it comes to these laws and and things of that nature. So, we'll get one more scripture, man. And, this wasn't meant to be long. But, hey, every time you see somebody on the news that has committed some kind of act, some kind of silly, hideous act, 9 times out of 10, they got them crazy dreads. Hey, I was looking at the Young Thug trial. Everybody in there got some kind of crazy hairstyle, man. I don't know what it is, man. It's identified, though. You see somebody with some wild, crazy hair, man. Hey, stay away from them. But, all right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10. And we'll drop to verse 2. It says, "Thus said the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." It says, "For the customs of the people are vain," and that's what it is. There's vanity, man. And Jake don't want to cut his hair, man. Hey, and if you brought these scriptures out to Jake, you clearly know that he'll turn his nose up at him, man. But like I say, it wasn't meant to be long. Just a quick point, just to point out how Jake goes off and don't even know it, man. And that just falls in line with celebrating these wicked holidays, as well as other customs, man. Partaking in Islam, it's all heathen customs, man. But, with that being said, we want to constantly give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.